So hey everyone, today we are going to start with AutoCAD session number 3. Earlier we have made two sessions in which we have seen some commands, and today we are going to start with circle. So we'll move to AutoCAD here. Before that, you can see this grid mode. If I don't want this grid mode to be shown, you just need to put off the grid mode from here, that is from status bar. If I click on this icon, this grid mode is off now. Again, if I click on the icon, same icon, this grid mode will be shown. But one more thing to be noted, this green and red line intersection of these two lines is showing the origin of this drawing. If I put off this grid mode, that origin will also disappear from here. Now we'll go for the circle. So at the upper left corner you can see this draw tab, circle command is being shown. So there are different types of circles here. We'll see each circle one by one. So to start with, first we are having center radius. It means the circle is going to be started from center and the referred value will be of radius. So select that circle type, click anywhere in the screen, and now you just need to put up the radius. You can see here that yellow dotted line, it is referring from the center to the end. Means we are referring the center radius value, not complete diameter. So if I want the diameter to be taken as 600, I am going to refer the radius as 300 from the center. As the name itself was from center radius, so the starting point was center till radius. Next type is center diameter, in which we are going to start with center and the value we are going to refer here is of diameter, this complete diameter. So to start with, it is showing center diameter, so I'll start with center only. First point we are going to click will be the center point, and the next it is asking for the value of the diameter. So this time I want the diameter as 600. So now both the circles are identical, but one is made of center radius and one is made of center diameter. This is the difference. For making this circle, radius was referred, and for making this circle, diameter was referred as the value. The third type is 2-point circle. Now this is also very useful tool here. Suppose if I have one line, I'll say ortho mode on. I'll take this line here as 200 mm and I want one circle of radius 50, that is diameter 100. We'll refer here 2-point circle. Now in this 2-point circle, the circle is not going to be started from the center. You can see here in this icon also, both upper circles were started from the center, but this circle will start from the end point to the next end point. So I'm starting this circle from this line end point to the next end point, and we are going to refer the value here as diameter only, but from end to end, not from center. So I'll take the value here as 100. Next one line, refer the value as 30 mm. One more circle from end to end. We need one more circle from starting from the end of the line. Select 2 point, click on the end point and put up the diameter value. We'll take this value for the diameter now as 200 mm. So the speciality of this circle is we can directly start from the circle from the end points. We don't need to refer center points here. The circle will be made from one end to another end, and the unit value which is going to be referred here will be the diameter. This is 2-point circle. Next one is 3-point circle. Now for this 3-point circle, we'll make one scenario here. I'll take this line as 100 mm. We'll keep the gap of 100 mm here. So for putting off the offset gap, you just need to put on this option, that is show object snap tracking. Next, select the line, and you can see one green dotted line is coming here. At the cursor, it is showing the extension distance. So I'll put up the distance here as 100 mm. So the next line will automatically start from 100 mm offset. And now we need to put up the second value. So I'll say the second value here as 100 mm only. So we have two lines of 100 mm as well as one gap in between two lines, that is also of 100 mm only. We'll make one more line in between these two gaps and we'll go for the offset command. So now we'll see the offset command also here. Shortcut key for offset command is O enter. So I'm going to select O enter, and now it is asking you to specify the offset distance. First we need to specify the offset distance. So I'm going to take this offset distance as 50 mm. After clicking enter and putting the value, you can see one square is showing as the cursor. You just need to select the line and show the direction where you want to offset this line. So one more parallel line will be created by using this offset command of the same length. So this was the offset command. Again, if I want to go for offset, say O enter, put off the offset distance and then go near the object to select the object and show the direction where you want to offset. So I'm showing this direction at the downside this time. Now if you want to continue the offset, you just need to click the line and show the directions. You can continue that with the other objects also. So if I say offset to this circle, still I'm continuing with the same value. Just select the circle and show the direction to be offsetted. I'll change the value, I'll say it as 20 mm. Select the object to be offsetted. Now this rectangle is coming in this way as it was made by the single lines. If I go for continuous rectangle and then go for the offset command, it will take the rectangles as an offset, not single lines, at whatever direction we require, inner sides or outer sides. So in this way you can use offset command. So we were seeing the 3-point circle. I'll delete the remaining lines. Offset was needed only for this line. Now I'll delete this line and go for the circle again, that is 3-point circle. Select this first point, midpoint as the second point and this end point as the third point. One circle is been made referring this 3-point circle. We have not given any radius and diameter for this circle. We have just referred 3 points, first, second and third. And this circle is been made. That's why it is called as 3-point circle. Now if I want to trim some portion of the circle, we'll use the trim command. So shortcut key for trim command is TR double enter. One box will appear. You just need to select the circle and the area of the circle which is coming at the intersections will get automatically trimmed. Now this line is not having any intersection. If I go for trimming this line, it will not be trimmed as it is not having any intersection there. So for this line, you just need to select and say delete. So for making this kind of shapes or arc, we can use 3-point circle. So the next type of circle we are going to see here is tangent radius. Now the name itself suggests there are 2 tangencies and 1 radius. So whatever first selection of the first object and the second selection of the second object will be, that will be tangent, and the other thing we required here is radius. So the circle will be made having 2 sides tangent and 1 value as radius. So we'll start with tangent radius here. For that we are having one rectangle. We need to delete the corner of this rectangle. I'm going to select tangent radius. Now you can read the note. It is asking for the first tangent point. Select the first tangent point. You can see the symbol for the tangency showing circle and one line above the circle which is tangent. So this yellow symbol is the icon of tangency. You just need to select the line first, then second line. Now we need to put up the radius. So I'll take the radius there as 40 mm, say enter. And one circle is been made which is tangent on both the sides and radius is of 40. So if I want to trim the corners now, again we'll go for trim command. Shortcut key for trim command is TR double enter. And we will trim the corners and unwanted arc of the circle. You can see the corner has been removed and this arc has been made having tangencies at both the ends of the lines. Repeat tangent radius. Select the 2 objects having the ends of the circle as tangent. Put up the radius value. After putting the circle is been made using tangent radius having 2 sides as tangency. Then trim command to remove the corners or extra entities and say finish. So in this way we can make fillets also by using this command. Suppose if I want to make tangent radius here also, I'll make one circle that is tangent radius, first tangency on first circle, second tangency on second circle, and put up the radius value. I'll say it here as 200 mm. The circle is been made having 2 tangencies at 2 ends. We need to select and say trim. Now on this side, again I want tangent radius. Go for tangent radius. Select the first tangency at first end, second tangency at second end, and put up the radius value. I'll say 300 mm here. Now trim the extra circle and you can see this curve is coming having tangency at both the ends of the circle. One more important note to be taken. Suppose if I go for tangent radius and select the inner sides of these 2 circles as first tangency and second tangency and put up the radius value, the circle is coming in the form of concave shape. Say TR double enter and the extra curve will be deleted. Now if I go at the extreme ends as the tangencies for both the ends, I'll select the tangent radius command and instead of selecting inner sides, I'll go for these outer sides of the same circles, put up the radius value and say enter. This time the circle will appear as convex shape. Say TR, double enter. So this arc is coming by selecting at the inner sides and the type is coming concave. And if we select the tangent radius at extreme ends, the arc is coming in the form of convex shape. So this will be the difference if the selection is made in these two different types. That is selecting inner sides or selecting outer sides. The next type we are going to see here is triple tangent, tangent, tangent. For that we are going to make one rectangle here. We don't need any value here. You just need to select three tangencies. That is first tangency, second and this third tangency. And the circle has been made. We'll trim the extra lines here. Say TR, double enter. And here we have the circle arc using triple tan. So after circle and offset commands, we are again going to repeat the trim command. So to start with trim command, I am going to make some lines here. We are going to make some rough random lines. So while trimming, you need to keep in mind that if a line is single without having any intersection, we cannot go for trim command for this line. If I try trim command here, the shortcut key for trim command is TR, double enter. And if I go for trim command here, you can see we are not able to trim this single line. But if we go for these lines which are intersected with each other, you just need to click and wherever the line is intersecting, it will get trimmed there. You can see the portions of this line are being trimmed where the intersection is occurring. Now there is no intersection between 2 points of this line. So this line will not get trimmed here. But if I go for this line again, this inclined line, it is been intersected with this single line here. So if I trim this line, it will be trimmed. But this portion again, there is no intersection. So this portion will not get trimmed. So intersections are required for trimming the lines. If there is no intersection, the line will not get trimmed here. So the remaining lines we can see here will not get trimmed. It is because there is no intersection for this remaining lines now. So in this way trim will work. The only option remaining for removing this line now is just click on the line and say delete. Or you can select all the lines together and then say directly delete. So this was trim command. Similar is the extend command, that is inverse of trim command. So if I have one circle here, I'll make one line also. Now if I go and say extend to this line so as to intersect this circle, we can extend it directly. Say shortcut key as EX, double enter, and you just need to click on the line to be extended. If it is having support in front of it, it will get extended till there. You can see here, still one line is there, means one support is there. If I again click on the line, it will get extended. But further it is not having any support here. So again if I click on this line, it will not get extended that time. It is because there is no support remaining further in the path of this line. So in this way extend will work. Again one more time. If I draw one line, say EX, shortcut key is EX, double enter. You just need to click on the line to be extended. It will get extended till the further support. You can see here. The last support is here, this line. And after that, if I say extend, it will not get extended. It is because there is no support. So in this way, extend will work. Next command we are going to see here is explode. You can see this icon, this cubicle icon showing explode command. Shortcut key for explode command is X enter. So I'll say X enter here. You just need to select the object which is combined. You can see here this rectangle. If I click here, it is a combined object, or we can say it is a polyline object. So if any object is polyline and we want to make it in a single line or convert it to single line so that each line will be selected separately, you can go for explode command. Say shortcut key as X enter again, select the object which is a polyline object, say enter. And now we can see when I click on this rectangle, each line is been selected separately. One more time, if I make one rectangle, one more rectangle here, both the rectangles are made by polyline here. So if I click on this object, only single line is not selected, complete object is been selected. If I want them to be selected as a single line, then we need to say explode only. Shortcut key is X enter. Select X, say enter, select the object to be exploded and say enter again. You can see this rectangle is converted to single lines now. But this is still a polyline. Only one click is required to select all the object. So this is the difference we can make using explode command. The next command we are going to see here is fillet command. For that we'll make some more rectangles here. So for fillet command, shortcut key is F enter. I'll say F enter. You need to select the object to be filleted. So I want to make fillet on the corners of this rectangle. Before selecting the lines, you need to go on this command line manager and you can see some options are given here. Left down side you can see some options. I'll select the radius option here. And after selecting radius, you need to put the value for the radius. So I'll say the radius here as 100 mm and I'll select the corners after giving the value for the radius only. So I'm selecting the first line and the second line here. You can see one fillet has been made with the radius of 100. We'll go for some bigger value here. It is not visible properly, so we'll take some bigger value. So repeat fillet, shortcut key is F, enter. Select the radius, put up the radius value as 800, say enter. Select the corners of the rectangle and you can see the fillet has been made here. Corner is removed. Now one thing to be noticed, if I go for fillet command here, only one fillet is created at one time. If I want multiple fillets to be created at one time, then you need to select one more option, that is multiple, before selecting the radius. So we'll repeat the fillet command here, select F enter, and before going to radius, we'll directly select multiple first and then select the radius. I'll say the value again as 900 here. We'll select the lines and fillet has been created. But still command is continuing here. It is because of multiple that we can go for more fillets here. So I'll select these corners also. I'll go for other objects also. You can see here. If I want the fillet to be made between these two lines, we'll select the two lines here. Between this line and circle, but you can see this extended line will automatically get trimmed as I select line and circle. It is because the trim command is predefined here. If I want to put off the trim command, we can put off that also. We'll see it further. Again here also same, line and circle, the extended line has been trimmed and one fillet has been made. Value is continuing as 900 only as we have selected multiple. Next we'll trim this arc. Here double enter and this arc has been trimmed. So in this way fillet will work. We'll make some more rectangles. We'll see all the options for the fillet. Select F enter and we have seen multiple and radius. This time we will say trim no trim. So I'll select trim no trim first and here I'll say no trim and then we'll go for multiple and then radius. I'm selecting radius every time at the last. So I'll continue with the value 900 only with the radius value. Say enter. Select the rectangle corners and you can see one fillet has been made but rectangle corners are not been trimmed. This is the difference here. If you go for trim and no trim. If I want to trim the corners, I'll select the trim command again and say trim this time. You can see at the lower left side I'm doing that. Select the corners now. This time the corners will be trimmed. So this is trim, no trim. Next we are going to see this polyline option. For that we are going to make one rectangle here. And for polyline, only objects which are made by polyline can be used for this command. If the objects are made by single line, fillet will not be created there. So I've made this rectangle here with the polyline. I'll make one more rectangle and I'll say explode here. So now this is not a polyline object and this one is the polyline object. We'll see the effect of polyline in fillet on both the objects here. Say F enter, go for polyline, select the radius value, click on the radius option and here we'll put the value as 1200. The radius value is 1200, select the corners and you can see by just one click, instead of one corners, all the corners are being made by the fillet. But if I go for this option, which is not made by the polyline, say F enter, select polyline, then radius value, say 1200 only as the radius value. And if I click on this rectangle now, it is not been filleted here. It is because this is not a polyline, and you can see at the cursor it is asking for selecting the 2D polyline only. So as this object is not made by the polyline, it is not been filleted here. So from that we can understand that only polyline objects are required here. So as to make fillet with polyline. Now this rectangle is made by polyline. Say F enter, polyline, select the radius value. I'll say 900 and select the object that is made by 2D polyline. All the corners are being filleted. Next thing we are going to see here is chamfer command. So for chamfer command, we are having some more rectangles here. Chamfer means a slanted cut which we can make by two methods, that is angle distance method, in which we are going to specify one angle and one distance value, and the second one is double distance method, in which we are going to specify two distance values, d1 and d2. So we'll see each of them. So to start with chamfer, shortcut key is CHA, enter. You need to select the chamfer method here at the downside. So if I go for the distance option, double distance method will be selected. It means we need to give two distances, d1 and d2. And if I go for this angle method, we need to give one angle and one distance. So first we'll see the double distance method here. I'll select the distance option first. After selecting the distance option, at the cursor it is asking you to specify the first chamfer distance. So first chamfer distance I am going to go for here is 900 mm. Now it is asking you to specify the second chamfer distance. I'll take it here as 1500. And now we need to select the lines on which we want to apply the chamfer. In this case, when you select the first line, the first distance will be applied on that line, that is 900 mm. And if I select the second line, the second distance will applied on the second click only, that will be of 1500. So if I go for this vertical line as a first selection, 900 will be applied on this vertical line and 1500 will be applied on the horizontal line. So I'll select the vertical line here, 900 will be applied on the vertical, and then the second for the 1500 mm distance, horizontal line. And you can see the chamfer has been made. We'll check the distances here, say DI, enter. Click on the two ends of the line. One note will appear showing the X distance and Y distance. So X distance is for horizontal line, that is coming 1500, and Y distance is for vertical line. Delta Y, you can see there, it is coming 900. It is because the first selection we have made the vertical line, that's why first distance is applied on the vertical line. Same goes for the second distance. Now we'll flip the values on this side here. Again go for the chamfer, say CHA, enter. Select the double distance method, put up the values same as 900 and 1500. This time we are going to select the first line as the horizontal line. So the 900 distance will be applied here, and the second selection I am taking this vertical for the 1500 distance. So you can see the difference in chamfers. It is because the selection has been flipped here. Whatever will be the D1 distance will be selected for the first click only, and D2 will be selected for the second click or second selection. Same goes with the angle distance method. I'll repeat the chamfer again. This time we are going to select angle option. Select the method to be applied there. I'm selecting angle. Specify the chamfer length. I'm going to specify the chamfer length as 1600 here. And then it is asking us for specifying the chamfer angle. You can see at the cursor one note is coming for specifying the chamfer angle. So I'm going to take this angle here as 25 degrees. So the length is 1600 and the angle is 25 degrees. Whatever first line I am going to select, distance will be applied there. Maybe horizontal, maybe vertical. I am selecting the horizontal line, so the distance will be applied on the horizontal line. And then we'll go for the angle. The second selection will always be there for angle only. I am going to select this line here. The angle will be applied on that line, that is of 25 degrees. So this chamfer has been made. We'll cross check it again. Say DI, enter. Select the two ends of the line. Note will appear. We'll check the parameters here. Say DI, enter. Select the 2 points of the line. One note will appear showing the length as 1600 and angle it is taking inverse as 335, means 25 degrees from the left side. Now as the angle is been counted anti-clockwise, that's why the angle is showing 335. But from the left side we can calculate the angle will come 25 degrees only. Again we'll go for the other side with the same option. but values will be flipped here this time. Say CHA chamfer, shortcut key, enter. Select the method as angle distance. First put the distance value as 1600 and angle as 25 degrees, again repeated. Select the lines. This time I'm going to select the distance line as this one, this vertical line, and for the angle I'm going to select the horizontal line. So you can see the difference here as the values are flipped for the line selections. So in this way you can use chamfer command. Now in chamfer also there are commands such as trim, no trim, polyline, multiple. If I go for chamfer again and select multiple, then go for the angle distance method. Say distance as 1600, angle as 30 degrees this time. And if I select this horizontal line, distance will be applied and vertical will be the angle. But the command is continuing, it is because we have selected multiple. So again I'll repeat this chamfer on the other side also. Distance on horizontal and angle on vertical. So now it is looking symmetric here. Repeat chamfer. Select the trim no trim method. I'll say trim this time. Then select the method to be applied for chamfer. First distance I'll say 800, enter. Second distance I'll say 1500, enter. Next, select the lines. So for 800 I'm going to select vertical line first, and the second distance was 1600 will be applied on the horizontal line, and the corners are also being trimmed here. So this is the chamfer command. We can go for the polyline command also in chamfer, but only if the angles are coming at 45 or else both the chamfer distance are equal, then only. So if I go for chamfer with polyline, I need to select the angle distance method. I'll say distance as 1600 and angle as 45. And then when I click on this rectangle, you can see the chamfers are being made at each corner at one time only with these equal values. But if I go for chamfer again with the polyline object only, say polyline, say enter with the angle distance 1600, angle as 30, and when I click on this polyline, this time it is taking the chamfers uneven. It is because the angle is uneven, that is not 45 degrees. Instead of that we have taken 30. So this is the problem. System will not detect where to take the chamfer value for the angle and for the distance. That's why in chamfers polylines are not used much. So this was the lecture today. We'll continue with the further commands later. Till then, thank you.